Well, Christmas is over, and it's all over now, including all the shopping and the hustle and bustle running around and the gift giving and gift getting, the getting together for delicious food and family gatherings, and plus the celebrating of the birth of Jesus Christ and worshiping with our brothers and sisters in the Lord. And no doubt you've heard countless messages throughout your spiritual lifetime regarding the birth of Jesus Christ. And even this Christmas season, we've just been reminded so many times of the reason for the season, Jesus and his birth. And we're celebrating this birthday of Jesus Christ in churches, from the pulpit, in our Sunday school classes, in Bible studies, in home gatherings together, even from the TV. We've been inundated with the message of the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, from a secular viewpoint, for the most part, this is all a commercial emphasis on commercializing the birth of Jesus Christ in Christmas time. But, you know, even God can, and I believe does, use that commercial whole thing about Christmas to remind people of Jesus Christ. You've probably received tons of Christmas cards this year with beautiful pictures and beautiful scenes and cleverly written verses. And for the most part, most of those will get tossed in the trash unless you're a recycler like my wife, who likes to use Christmas cards for scrapbooking. But most of us generally end up tossing those Christmas cards. But it's December 26th now. Christmas is over, and it's time to move on. Christ was born, but see, that was just the beginning of the Christmas story, the celebration of his birth. And right after his birth, things really started happening, and that began a series of events that's trickled down over the ages and through time and touched everyone's life on the whole planet, including yours and mine. Matthew chapter 2, we read this. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men came from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. This term, wise men, in the Bible has always reminded me of when I first got saved back in 1970, 37, almost 40 years ago. And at that time, when I first got saved, I read a story about this little boy who was describing a nativity scene to his mother, and she was asking him some questions to see if he really understood what it was all about. And she pointed to one figure and said, Now, who's this? And he said, Oh, that's Mary. And who is this? Oh, that's Joseph, right? And she said, Who's this in the manger? He said, That's baby Jesus. He liked that one. And then she pointed to three figures and said, Who are these? And she said, the little boy said, Well, those are the wise guys. Now, I don't know what it is about that just cracks me up. I can't help but think of it every time I see the word wise men. And for some reason, it just struck my funny bone to hear this little boy describe the three wise men who as wise guys. And then there was another incident that's not really so funny, but it has stuck with me over all these years, and I've never forgotten it. When I first got saved, I started noticing, I saw a bumper sticker, and it was a religious one. And then I started looking for them and started noticing them everywhere. You remember back in those days, there was a bumper sticker, you may still see it occasionally, of the fish sign, which is like a fish like this, and that's all it was. And it was supposed to be a sign that they used in the early church to designate that they were worshiping there when it was kind of outlawed or against Roman protocol, against government rule to worship and gather together. So they put this secret sign up. And there was one bumper sticker, though, that stuck with me all these years, and that was this. It said, Wise men still seek him. And it is a wise thing to do, isn't it, to seek God, to seek Jesus. And we read in John 14, Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And so to seek him, to seek Jesus, is to seek truth. And truth and wisdom go hand in hand, and it's a very wise thing to do. It's a commodity, wisdom, that's sometimes not recognized for just how important and how valuable and how profitable it is for us Christians. Now, I don't normally do this. I don't normally read a lot of scripture when I do these little video Bible studies, but today I may just do that, read more verses than I usually do, maybe with a comment here and there, but most of this study will be from here on to the end. We'll be just reading some scriptures, mostly from the book of Proverbs. The source of wisdom is God himself and the revelation of God in his word, the Bible. We read in Proverbs chapter 1, and this is out of the translation, The Message. Start with God. The first step in learning is bowing down to God. Only fools thumb their nose at such wisdom and learning. And then we read, this is in the modern King James Version now, in Proverbs 1, in these verses, wisdom cries outside, she utters her voice in the streets. See, here God's personifying wisdom as a woman, and she's inviting all to come to her and to learn. She cries in the chief place of gathering, in the opening of the gates, in the city she utters her words. But then, and sadly enough, even today, now, the majority refuse to heed this appeal. How long will you love simplicity, simple ones, and will scorners delight in their scorning? And how long will fools hate knowledge? Turn at my warning. Behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you. See, for the most part, we believers in today's economy, we just plain don't really understand or grasp the worth and the value and the importance of wisdom as we can find it studying the Bible. In Proverbs chapter 2, out of the Message now, we read, good friends, take to heart what I'm telling you. Collect my counsels and guard them with your life. Tune your ears to the world of wisdom. Set your heart on a life of understanding. That's right. If you make insight your priority and won't take no for an answer, searching for it like a prospector, panning for gold, like an adventurer on a treasure hunt. Wonder how many Christians today really approach Bible study as if searching out wisdom as if they were hunting for treasure or on a panning for gold. A couple years back, my wife and I, Donna, we got to go to Alaska. Visited her brother there, and he took us for a ride in his truck. I remember we were on this little gravel road way up in the mountains somewhere south of, or must have been north of Anchorage. Maybe I forget which it was. Anyway, we were riding along a river which was way down this little ravine-like, and he said there's a lot of gold claims along that river there. Because I had asked him about gold mining and so forth. He said, well, they do panning for gold. And he said, see those signs down there? You could just barely make out little signs every now and then. And he said, I'm not going to go down there, but if we did ride down there and I got you close enough, you'd see that sign says, warning, trespassers will be shot on sight. They took their gold mining pretty seriously in their gold panning there. Much more seriously, I'm afraid, than many times you and I do with our Bible study. Now, some of the benefits of wisdom. In Proverbs 2 we read, and here's why. God gives you wisdom free. Is plain spoken in knowledge and understanding. He's a rich mine of common sense for those who live well, a personal bodyguard to the candid and sincere. He keeps his eyes on all who live honestly, pays special attention to his loyally committed ones. So now you can pick out what's true and fair. Find all the good trails. Lady Wisdom will be your close friend, Brother Knowledge your pleasant companion. Good sense will scout ahead for danger. Insight will keep an eye out for you. They'll keep you from making wrong turns or following bad directions. I hate it when I turn wrong or somebody gives me directions and it turns out to be bad, but wisdom will never give you bad directions and will keep you from making the wrong turns in life. We read here, sell everything and buy wisdom, forage for understanding, don't forget one word, don't deviate an inch, never walk away from wisdom. She guards your life. Love her. She keeps her eye on you. Above all and before all, do this, get wisdom. Write this at the top of your list. Get understanding. We read in Proverbs 7, do what I say and you'll live well. My teaching is as precious as your eyesight. Guard it. You know, I'm blind in my left eye, legally blind. If I close it, my good eye, everything's just a big blur. And my right eye is, over the years, gotten bad too, plus I have cataracts in both of them. My eyesight, the older I've gotten, has become more and more precious to me. But God says that teaching is as precious as your eyesight. Write it on the back of your hands. Etch it on the chambers of your heart. Talk to wisdom as to a sister. Treat insight as your companion. And remember, wise men still seek him. Thanks.